Hi, and welcome to the Grove Podcast video series. I'm Matt Particulary, your host. In these episodes, we try and bring you ideas and people and discussions that we at Mangrove Investor feel are important. These are parts of the investing and business world that maybe you don't see every day. So we try and highlight trends, strategies, and news stories that you need to pay attention to. So sit back, enjoy this episode, and thanks very much for watching. Hi, I'm Matt Particulary from Mangrove Investor. There's been a lot of conversations lately on social media and elsewhere about the move away from hydrocarbons and towards renewables. And, you know, the economics on the face of them aren't great. As you probably have seen, solar and wind in places like Germany are expensive relative to using natural gas. But this isn't strictly an economic question, or it's not solely a price economic question. And a lot of places like Germany and Europe have to import their hydrocarbons from bad actors. You know, hydrocarbons right now are in the hands of places like Russia, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Libya, and Venezuela, places that will use that as economic leverage. As we've seen with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, they tried to use their oil and gas supply to keep Europe away from that invasion and that conflict. And that's going to become more common, I believe, as hydrocarbons continue to get scarce. It's funny to me that in 2023, the market believes that hydrocarbons are infinite. And in 2006, 7, and 8, the market believed that we were running completely out of hydrocarbons, oil particularly. I mean, the book Twilight in the Desert was a big hit, which basically said, look, Saudi Arabia is out of oil. We're going to have to do without oil. The prices are going to skyrocket. And now in 2023, it's, we have plenty of oil. Why would you even look at alternatives to oil and gas? You're crazy. It doesn't make economic sense. But I'll give you two reasons why these countries are doing this that isn't on a price per barrel basis. And that's the first one is exactly what we were afraid of in 2006, 2007, which is our ability to recover hydrocarbons is finite. There is only so much we can get out of the ground. Even with the shale revolution, what we discovered in 2014, 2015 is that while the shale revolution works really, really well in the States, it doesn't work very well outside of the U.S. It will in places like, you know, China and Russia, I think eventually, where they're command economies. So China says, we're going to make these wells work. No matter what the expense, they can do it. But what they don't have is the same kind of technological infrastructure that the U.S. has. The U.S. oil and gas industry is the best in the world. And even when you get down out of the public space, away from the giants like Exxon and Chevron, and get into the independents, the wildcatters, the guys that work out of an office in Abilene, go home to their wife and kids, or their husband and kids, and they just work in Texas. They're smart, they're innovative, they're economical. They understand how to drill a well and how to fix a well and how to make money. And that really is the critical thing. That's why we didn't export shale technology very well, because first of all, land rights were a problem. And second of all, when you've got to order pieces from Houston and you're in Poland, suddenly the economics get much uglier, right? So that's the first problem. The first problem is that hydrocarbons are in the hands of bad actors and they're finite. So eventually we're going to have to look for alternatives anyway. And the second one is sovereignty. And what I mean is, this is what we saw with Russia. If you're importing natural gas from Russia, and this isn't a new thing. This has been happening for more than a decade. There was a fight with Europe, a dispute, I should say, between Russia and Europe. And basically, Russia cut off the gas supply by claiming that they were having an internal dispute and they were pinching their gas supply off of an Eastern European country. But what really happened was, when they did that, the gas didn't make it to Western Europe. So that is how Russia has been kind of punishing the Europeans for decades. It's the big stick, right? And there's the carrot isn't commensurate to their ability to influence Western Europe by using energy prices. And energy prices affect everything in a country. We talk about inflation, that's big news these days, but really seriously, inflation, energy prices are a major driver in inflation because the cost of everything comes down to its transportation costs, right? Unless you're collecting your carrots out of the back garden, if you're moving stuff from point A to point B, like Italy to Germany, say, the cost of that transportation comes down to mostly energy costs. And so if you have the ability to manipulate the energy prices in your enemy's country, or at least in a rival country, you have power over them. And so what we're seeing right now is a move toward wind and solar and nuclear as a way to get rid of that leverage, as a way to bring power production inside your borders so that you are less open to manipulation by the folks who sell you your energy, right? And that's really important, I think, in this day and age, especially with the Russia-Ukraine conflict, with a looming problem with China and Taiwan. Certainly the Middle East is going to get uglier, and I believe that we're going to see energy used as a tool of at least influence, if not outright, blackmail, right? Energy prices are a very easy way to start negotiations, right? It's the old mafia insurance trick. Oh, it's a really nice building you got there. It would be a terrible shame if something were to happen to it. How about if I protect you? You just pay me every month and we'll make sure nothing bad happens to your building. What if OPEC decides to do that? Oh, wait, they already did. So here's the thing. I believe that we're seeing this move toward renewables like solar and wind, and then longer-lived energy production like nuclear, partly because of the fears of inevitably rising hydrocarbons because of scarcity and production issues, and also because of sovereignty. Countries want the ability to produce their power within their own borders so that they're secure from manipulation from a rival. And so with that, what I want to do now is kick off a couple of videos on how we as investors can take advantage of that. I'm a firm believer that copper is going to be the commodity of the future. So I'll have a video coming up about how to invest in copper and why we want to invest in copper. So if you like this video and you found some value, please click a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. That really helps me out. We're trying to grow Mangrove Investor, trying to elevate good investment ideas and good investment advice. And man, we're just surrounded by the noise of social media. So if you got a minute and you like what you heard, give us a like, maybe subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Matt Battiali. Well, look at that. You made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give us a like and a subscribe. We'll make sure you keep getting great video content just like this. And thanks, as always, to Rob and Static in Verona for the music. I'm Matt Battiali for Mangrove Investor. Thanks for watching.